Hello, everybody. I'm Matt,
I'm Braden.
and this is the Fourth Wall Podcast.
Are you not entertained?
Great Scott. You're a wizard, Harry.
What a strong wizard.
This is Peppy. All barrel roll. Fire barrel roll.
I am the Super Saiyan Son Goku.
It's me, Mario.
Stop, would you kindly?
So today, we're saying, "Where's my super suit?" And we're going to talk about the best superhero suits of all time. Specifically, I think Batman and Superman. Maybe we'll get into some Marvel as well.
Yeah. Make fun of the Green Lantern's suit changes over the years.
We can do that. We can do that a little bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and start off. Who's your favorite superhero? I guess is a good place to start.
Well, my favorite superhero has to be Batman. And then the suit that I would have to pick would be the new 52 suit that they've decided to come out with. A gray body with a black bat. I like... Now, haven't seen it other than the trailers, but the Ben Affleck back suit is really starting to grow on me. Never been a big fan of the tiny ears.
I think they look good on him.
I think with this suit, with the way he's super buff and huge, and it's a really dark kind of setting, but the Adam West suit with the really short ears and the weird white chalk outline, it looked odd because it just looked like he put on this giant dome of a mask.
Yeah, I'll say this about the Ben Affleck suit. I love the mask. The bat symbol on his chest looks weird to me. Looks like an obese bat or something.
I would agree.
The gray part of the suit, it looks like rolled up duct tape. To me, that's what it. But that's all I have to say that's bad about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it looks great.
I would agree, though, that the huge fat bat symbol definitely not what I'm used to and not what I like.
True.
But
it's true to the comics.
It is, and I mean, it's not horrible, but I do like that thinner bat look like they do have with the new 52.
I have to say, probably my favorite bat suit is the Keaton. It's Keaton-esque. It's all black, and then it has the yellow bat symbol on the chest, and then the yellow tool belt. To me, that's what Batman is supposed to look like. I like that one, then I like the ones from the animated series.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the new 52, but
animated. It's
the yellow bat symbol again, and the yellow utility belt.
I completely forgot about the animated series one. The only thing I did not like about that was the spandex type short, black shorts type thing that he had. For a little while it was shorts.
The black underwear?
Like shorts. Yeah, it was like black underwear, but then it went from black underwear to it was a little bit longer where it looked like boxer briefs basically. And they changed it in and out. But they all beat the Val Kilmer and George Clooney ones. Now they did have some things that were nice.
Are you telling me that you don't like the bat nipples?
I do not like the bat nipples. No, I do not. I thought that was strange. Now, the one I did like out of those two, if I had to pick one that I liked, was George Clooney's ice bat suit, basically, the silver bat and the silver stuff. I thought that was really cool. Now,
still had bat nipples, though.
It still had bat nipples. I mean, the only thing that was... I'm surprised it didn't put bat nipples on, all of them. I don't know if Robin did. I think he did. I don't think so. I think it was just
I'm pretty sure
Batman's.
No, I think Robin did. I think the only one that didn't was Batgirl.
Which that would have been odd. That
That's
would have
a-
been a little inappropriate.
That's a
but-
lawsuit right there.
But the silver on all of those costumes, like the silver accents, I liked a lot. The only problem, other than the bat nipples, was every time they had to turn and talk to one another, it wasn't like a turn your head slowly, like,
Yeah.
let's do this weird, like, jerk back and turn to the side. Like, you totally can't see, but I just did it.
He did.
Just YouTube George Clooney's Batman, and you'll see probably a clip of him jerking to the side, looking at one another. And,
Right.
like, they can't just glance over, like, little head turn. Like, it's just not possible with the rubber that they had for it.
But yeah, what did you think of the Dark Knight suit?
Ooh,
Since we're talking about Batman,
I did mention before that the Dark Knight's Batman Begins costume, it had the same problem with the whole head turn thing. It was a little bit more mobile, but it still had that rubber cowl to where it wasn't like loose. He couldn't just
Yeah,
move his
and
head. And it wasn't as like, I guess, combat like focused compared to the one that they were like, hey, let's just give him a new suit in this second one. Like, he's been Batman a while. Like, let's upgrade him.
and they make
with all that
make
stuff.
the joke too. He says, "I want to be able to move my head,"
Yeah, they
and that's kind of like tongue in cheek at all the other Batman suits that they've had to make.
I forgot about that little comment, but I did like the helmet, like the because it wasn't like a
The cowl.
it wasn't a mask or a cowl. It was basically like a helmet. Like I liked that one from because it was the same one from the Dark Knight and then the Dark Knight Rises. Like he didn't get a new one. I did like that helmet.
The only thing I don't like about the Dark Knight Batman suit, and this is picky, I will admit that, but I don't like how the bat ears are at the back of the head. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
I like the ones that are in the middle and on the side, but
Yeah.
in the Dark Knight they were at the back and they kind of curved up. Just not my favorite. Not bad, just not my favorite.
Yeah.
And it covered up like most of his mouth too.
Yeah, I didn't.
I like the ones that it shows more cheek, which you run the risk of being recognized, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just more classic to me.
The only thing that I would have to say would be I didn't like how it did. Like it did. It shoved up against his top lip to where it made that stupid like he made it
The Christian
like,
Bale face.
Yeah, like there's no way to describe it other than like the Christian Bale Batman face, which some people make fun of. I feel like it was still a really good costume. I definitely like how they made it more like focused on combat in the second one because I gotta know because I think they kind of modeled it a little bit after the Arkham Knight bat suit,
Yeah.
which I don't know
So,
when that game came out. I
forgot-
think it was 2007. No,
Arkham Knight? No.
2009. Something
That would have been Arkham Asylum.
Oh
coming
yeah,
out
the
around
different names that always gets confusing. So it's Arkham Asylum, then it's Arkham City, Batman,
Then
or Arkham Origins, and then now it's Arkham Knight. I apologize.
I've only played the first two.
Which they were great games, by the way, but it's
I
not
love
what we're talking
that
about.
Batman suit.
That yeah,
The look of
it's
the long pointy ears.
the long
Oh.
pointy ears are.
When I first started playing it, I was like, he looks kind of ridiculous. But as I went on, it's slowly becoming much more of a favorite. I'm actually replaying Arkham Asylum right now just for that reason. Just because it's the only one that I own.
Yeah. Like I guessed, 2009, and the first Batman I think came out in 05, I believe. I think it was 05. But if they didn't model it after Christian Bale's, or they didn't model Christian Bale's second bat suit after Arkham Asylum, they kind of like worked together somewhat and were like, hey, let's make something similar. I liked the look of that. We can change it some, make it our own original thing, because I believe that one had gray in it, didn't it? The Arkham Asylum,
Yeah, it
was
did.
gray. Christian Bale's
Dark
was
gray.
completely black.
It was very dark gray, but like charcoal.
Yeah. All right, Matt. So, what is your favorite superhero?
Batman is my number 2 favorite. My number 1, though, has always been and probably always will be Spider-Man, because we share the same last name. So we're kindred spirits, if you will. And I would have to say my favorite Spider-Man suit that we've seen in the movies so far would have to be Amazing Spider-Man 2. I used to, before that movie came out, it definitely would have been the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. I loved the triangular eyes instead of the big, but the way that it looked and the way, it was just amazing. Pun intended. But I did not like the Amazing Spider-Man number 1 for one reason, and one reason only. I loved the way the gloves looked and everything. I just didn't like the yellow eyes. The golden yellow.
Okay. Yeah.
If it would have been white, it would have been great.
That would have been. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they used yellow. That was an odd choice. I agree. Was there a huge difference between the two? Like, the two suits, was it just, like, the eyes that were different? Or was there, like... Because I'm trying to look up and see, like, some of the differences.
In Amazing Spider-Man 1, they changed up the gloves a lot. They had, like... there was a line that went through the blue... Or a blue line that went through the red...
Yeah,
ribbon.
yeah.
In the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a little more classic. But the eyes, I just love the way the eyes look in the movie, in the way that they looks a lot more like the classic comic books. And I like the
spider on his chest.
Yeah, how it's really long.
Yeah,
and it's on the back too. It's the same one on the
I
back.
definitely liked it a lot more than Tobey Maguire's spider suit, because the spider wasn't as big, but the spider on the Amazing Spider-Man definitely was longer, and you could see the bottom legs like trail down almost all the way, like towards like his abs, and then the back of it was definitely larger.
Yeah,
and I like that it was red, because why would you have two black spiders when it's going to be...
Well, in the comics, the one on his back is red too, but it looks like a big circle with like little bitty legs.
Oh, okay. That's right. I remember what you're talking about now. Okay.
And that, it's okay. I like the Amazing Spider-Man spider a lot better.
I agree. The yellow eyes are just weird. That's an odd touch to add to...
I mean, the shape of them, we're looking at the picture right now, sorry. The shape of them is not bad. It's just yellow. That's really the only issue.
The shape is a perfect, like, size for what it should be. It's just, it is definitely an odd color choice. Like, I don't know why you would go with yellow. Like, a silver would go good.
Silver would be good, yeah.
White would be nice.
But then, like all the pictures, it ends up looking black.
Yeah, it looks black. Black would have been awesome too. Like, but white would have been fine. Like,
that's Amazing Spider-Man 2, right there.
Yeah, like that's completely fine.
The eyes.
Like the eyes being white is perfect. And the one thing I want to add that I liked about this costume that they decided to go with, it's not really like visible. You can't see it. But I know we'll probably get into a heated debate with me bringing it up. But I liked the fact that he had like the little like web device.
Yeah.
Like he had the like he had to create something, and that's like that was the animated series like that I grew up with in like
I hope they'll
the 90s. That
I hope they'll do Spider-Man 2099.
Yes, if you don't know what we're talking about, he just like I've seen that before through one of the Spider-Man video games. But if you don't know, Spider-Man is
Shattered Dimensions.
Shattered Dimensions. What year is it?
2099.
2099. Look up Spider-Man suit 2099. It's an amazing looking suit.
I hope they'll tap into that universe at some
That
point.
would be interesting. But I thought the accessory of the what are they called?
Web shooters.
Yeah, web shooters was, I guess, for my generation of people, like, I guess 22 and under, when we grew up watching the animated Spider-Man series from, like, the early 90s. I remember watching that, and I remember, like, oh, Peter Parker's fighting somebody. Well, he ran out of web. Like, he created his own, like, way of web. Like, he had to be, and it showed that he was, like, an intelligent scientist. Like,
Right.
I feel that they missed that in some of the movies, but that's not what we're really here to talk about.
Yeah, the suit does look amazing in Amazing Spider-Man, and I do like the... We've talked about this before. I think it makes more sense for him to create his own synthetic webbing, but I like that it stayed true to the comics. So I'm kind of torn between the two.
Now, you mentioned Amazing Spider-Man 2, that costume. How did you feel about the black Spider-Man suit from Spider-Man 3 when Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man? Now, that being the first time we see the black Spider suit on the big screen. Other than that, you've only seen it in comic books and then on the TV series.
See, I actually like the TV and comic book series better, because that one just looked like his Spider-Man suit that he dyed black. It didn't look like a different version. Like, I wish that it would have been like all black and just had the white spider and then the white eyes, and then he even has the white the marks, the white squares on the back of his hand.
Yeah.
I wish we could have got something more like that, because that would have been a more dramatic change, I think. And while we're talking about it, Venom was another huge disappointment in that movie. Topher Grace. Topher.
My problem with that
He
suit...
shouldn't have had the webbing. Like,
no, he should not have the webbing. It should have been all black. And the spider that he had on the chest was not... It wasn't very big. It was small. Like, it should have been larger to show that, like, Venom is a whole lot stronger than Spider-Man, which he is.
Yeah.
Like, he completely overpowers him. But then, like, the weird mouth thing that they decided to go with, like...
And the way the mask kept opening up his face.
Yes.
Why?
And that, not just that, I didn't like the eyes. I felt the eyes, like...
Yeah,
They
you're
were
right.
way too large. They're way too large for what it should have been. It should have been the same size as, like, the Amazing Spider-Man's, like, lenses, basically. Like, because, let's be honest here, Venom is Eddie Brock plus the symbiote put together, but the symbiote's just using Eddie Brock's body to get back at Spider-Man. Like, they both have their reasons of getting back at Spider-Man, but... Like,
Right.
I feel the symbiote's probably using him more than it's like he's using it. So
Yeah.
the eyes make no sense whatsoever. The mouth is like going out to the ears, like as if it was the Joker. Like,
Well, that's actually closer to the comic book.
I agree, but
I wanted
guess
to see the tongue,
that would have been a nice.
and
touch.
I wanted to hear the Venom voice, like that demonic, like what it used to be in the cartoons and the old video games and stuff.
Well, and like the only reason I said I didn't like the huge grin thing was because of how tiny they made Eddie Brock. Like,
True.
It was weird looking at him because you're like, oh, that's totally Tobey Maguire in the black, like that's Peter Parker, and then it's got the weird like giant like smile like fang looking thing from ear
Cheshire.
to ear. Like,
Looks like the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, it didn't make sense with how tiny they made
That's very
Eddie
true.
Brock.
It's very
But
true.
if it was a bigger guy and it didn't like look so odd, I'd have been okay with it.
Can I do a shameless plug?
Yeah.
I'm actually working on Spider-Man 3 right now for my series that I'm calling The Bright Side and What Would It Take? And so if you want to hear my thoughts about Venom, about Tobey Maguire, all that stuff, stay tuned to The Fourth Wall. I should be posting that any day now. Well, the bright side of it.
The bright side of it.
I'm still working on the What Would It Take, because it's pretty long.
Yeah, that's not an easy task to do. Now, the only other thing I want to ask you about the Spider-Man suit would be the Iron Spider, the suit that Tony Stark designed and made for Peter Parker.
Oh, yeah, and it has the
and
metal.
it's got the metal, like, it's basically a spider suit that Tony Stark made, but it's it looks like it's modeled after, like, Doc Ock, basically.
Yeah.
Because it's got these 4 little, like, arms that'll pop out of this, like, metal suit in the back, and he uses that to run around, and he can use those to fight. I was just curious as to how you felt about...
I think you already said it best. I think it's reminiscent of Doc Ock. That was actually what I was about to say. Not my favorite, but not terrible.
Yeah. I guess the only thing that I didn't like is... I mean, I get it. Tony Stark is going to put his own flair on everything. Like, that's the way they wanted to... That's the way they want his character to be, but... If you're going to make something for someone else, at least make it with their own colors. You don't have to make it like...
Yeah.
Exactly Iron Man, but Spider-Man version. Like,
Yeah.
It looks exactly like Iron Man. Like, again,
Yeah.
if you don't know what we're talking about, look it up. It's kind of a cool idea, because he can still shoot his own web, but he has, like, basically all of the abilities that Iron Man has. Plus the added, like, 4 extra arm,
Right.
like, spike things. Because they're more, like, spikes rather than arms. Like, they don't grab anything.
But it is definitely Iron Man colors.
It is. It's the hot rod red and
Way to
gold.
go. Way to go, Tony Stark.
Yeah. Way to ruin someone's suit.
You want to talk about some of the worst dressed superheroes?
Oh, I think we mentioned it. Green Lantern? No, I don't remember which Green Lantern character it is, but the one that's got the ridiculous leather jacket and the retarded bowl-cut hair, like, and it's red. I don't remember his name, but if you know who we're talking about, you could go to...
Not as familiar with that movie as I should be.
I don't know how Matt Calhoun has it set up, but if you want to leave some sort of comment, go and... Because I don't know. I'm going to try to look it up, see if we can find it. If you want to let us know.
Find us on Facebook and write us a comment.
Yeah.
We're under the Fourth Wall Media on Facebook. Let us know. Drop us a line.
Yeah, for real. Because I'm curious. Because that is the worst Green Lantern costume that they could ever come up with, besides sleeveless Green Lantern.
Ugh.
Sleeveless Green Lantern is not as bad as...
To be fair, I think Ryan Reynolds was a good choice for Hal Jordan.
Yes, he was.
But the decisions that were made in that movie, which most of them were not Ryan Reynolds' fault. It was writing, it was directing, it was just in so many different directions. That movie didn't know what it wanted to be. But I don't think that was Ryan Reynolds' fault.
Honestly, my favorite one is Jon Stewart's. It's got very little green, but I like the fact that he doesn't have the white gloves. I think the white gloves are cool and all, but
Yeah.
like I like the
can
green,
see.
like little wrist bands
Wrist
that he
guards.
has. Yeah, the wrist guard stuff that he has. But I like that it's like he's got this V going down, probably what is it, like mid chest maybe, and has the Green Lantern symbol, and then that's green, but everything else is black up until probably his shins where he has green boots. Like it's a really nice look that I enjoy, because I mean, when they start to fly around, they get this green glow around them because they're using their ring, and it just helps them out. So you have this green glow anyways, but with the black, almost all black suit, it looks way better than an almost completely Green Lantern with an added like green glow to it. And that was the problem I had with the Ryan Reynolds suit, is because it was all CGI, plus the green, and then the weird green, like, flowing energy thing.
Yeah, I don't know why they
That
decided
was-
for a CGI mask.
Yeah, the CGI mask was the dumbest thing, because it didn't even look like it was the same color. It was
really
like a
wasn't.
light, it was like a lighter green.
I actually like the new 52 Green Lantern a lot.
I will agree with that. That is actually a really cool.
I don't mind the white gloves. I think he actually has green boots.
He does. He has green boots. And
I like a little bit of white to bring out the symbol on his chest a little bit.
I will agree with that.
I'm not as
I
familiar with Green Lantern. I know I saw the movie. But
Yeah,
I never read the comics or anything.
I didn't read a lot of the comics either, but most of my experience with Green Lantern, besides the Ryan Reynolds movie, would be the new Justice League movies they're coming out with, the new animated ones. With it's the new 52 like suits for everything.
Yeah.
But I would have to say, probably besides Jon Stewart, it would be like Hal Jordan next, because of just his attitude with everything, and I guess just the way he acts and reacts with everyone else. Found a picture of one of the animated movies they have. I like that look.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's got like a on his shoulders. It has this like green circle with a dot, like a green target, basically. It looks really cool. Again, it has that like it has the green glow for whenever he's flying around or just doing whatever, like when he uses his ring. But it's not a super big deal. But the other thing that he has, like the little accents they have, like the way Reynolds' suit had the weird green like flowing energy thing. I can't say it has that exactly, but it has these little accent things which are a lighter green that kind of it's not just a full like dark. That looks forest green, basically.
Yeah.
With black. Like, I like the lighter green look that they've added with it.
Yeah.
It definitely makes it look better. Oh, and the other thing that Green Lantern has to have is, instead of, like, if you're going to put a mask on him, you can't just make his eyes look like a light blue, white-looking thing. They looked weird. Like, it needs to be completely white. Like Batman's look, their eyes are completely white.
Yeah.
You have to do it that way. It just looks better. Like, you can't have it to where, oh, you can see, like, their black, or, I mean, their, like, brown-looking eyes or their blue eyes. Like, that was one thing I didn't like about Jon Stewart's Green Lantern costume. He doesn't have a mask, so you kind of just see, like,
his actual eyes.
You see him. Like, they kind of change his eyes to where it should be, like, a white-looking, but I guess, the other one I guess we can lead into, since we'll probably end up talking about a lot of the DC stuff, since they're coming out with their new costumes. We've kind of all seen the Marvel stuff. I would have to say, though, the one that's changed a lot throughout, like, every movie that they've made would be Iron Man, just because, I mean, he makes a new suit every, like, 5 days because he wants something new, basically.
That's true to the comics too, though.
Yeah, he has so many different things which are
he's constantly upgrading.
Yeah, which is nice. But no, what I was gonna say would be Aquaman's new suit. Like, not really even like, I don't know how much of it is gonna be a suit and how much of it's gonna be like tattoo things with Jason.
Momoa.
Jason Momoa. I didn't know how to say his last name, but again, that's a great looking suit. Like, it may just be like the probably Atlantean looking legs, which will probably be a dark color. I don't know what color because it doesn't show it yet. But hopefully it'll have like the fin thing popping off around his bottom of his calf going into his ankle. Because, I mean, that would make sense. He's swimming through the water. It would help him move faster. I hope they have that.
I think we need more superheroes with a trident.
I agree. Like, everyone gives Aquaman like a bad rap, but
I love tridents.
I think Aquaman's really cool. Like, he's really strong. Then the fact that he carries a trident around as his weapon, that's his weapon of choice. Like, how are you gonna, like,
how do you fight a trident? You don't.
You can't. There's no way you can. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, you wouldn't insult someone who's carrying around this giant. Like, if you don't know what it looks like, the first thing you'd think of is that, oh, that's a spear with 3 points at the end.
That's a giant fork.
You're not going to make fun of someone who has a giant fork and it's sharp enough to, like...
Kill you. It will kill you.
Yeah, basically. I was going to say you look at it and it would cut you. That's how sharp it is. Like, no one... You would make fun of that guy. But everybody
Have
makes
they-
fun of Aquaman. The
have-
only thing... What? Sorry.
I was changing subjects again, but go ahead.
Oh, the only thing I
Aquaman.
didn't like was the weird, like, hook thing that they did with him in the Justice League animated series
like
that they
Captain
did.
Hook.
Yeah, that was odd. That was a poor choice that they did. But anyways, you were going to segue into something else.
Have they cast the Flash and Green Lantern yet?
They haven't cast the Green Lantern. It's rumored that they've casted Barry Allen. That's the Flash they're going to go with. His name is Ezra. I believe his first name is Ezra. He's 22, so he's actually like 2 years older than I am.
Huh.
So it's odd. He looks like he's 17, which
Well,
I don't know how I feel about it.
in that universe, our Lex Luthor looks like a 14-year-old also, so...
That is true too. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. I haven't seen him. I like Jesse Eisenberg, but I don't know how
He's
I feel
the
about
only
it.
part of that movie that I'm worried about.
Ezra Miller. That's who they have rumored to cast as Barry Allen as the Flash.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel they should have just brought in the guy who's doing the Flash TV series. Like
That's what I was going to say.
that's
I
what
mean-
they should do. I mean, now again, if that's what they want to do and they don't want to move him in, that's fine. I feel they should.
Otherwise,
same thing
why
with,
have the TV shows?
Yeah, like you have to. Like it just makes no sense. You're gonna have two different actors playing the same character, but I guess in two different universes.
Yeah.
Because that's what it would be. I mean, especially if they bring in the guy from Arrow, and they put him in the movies later on, that'd
be amazing.
that would be amazing. But first of all, that would completely make me angry because if you're gonna cast somebody else, and then you're gonna bring this guy in who was
the
on the
TV.
same, like he's doing the same exact. It's basically the same thing, and those two characters from Arrow and the Flash. They're in the same universe. They've had, like, episodes together.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't for the Arrow TV series, The Flash wouldn't have been created. They kind of, like, introduced Barry Allen with that, which I thought was a very smart planning process. And DC owns that, but CW's banking off that because a lot of people like Arrow. I enjoy it. I've watched everything on Netflix. They haven't put The Flash out, but I'm going to, like, binge watch The Flash when it comes out.
And they're doing that with... Marvel's doing that with Daredevil as well.
Yeah.
And that guy actually is going to join the Marvel team. The same
I did
actor.
not know that. That's
what I heard.
See, and that makes sense. Like, if y'all are going to make all of these, like, little TV series with... Because, like, they did with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like,
Yeah.
they used... I don't remember
Phil
his
Coulson.
name. Phil Coulson. I'm so bad with the actors' actual names.
I don't know his actual name. He'll always be Phil Coulson.
I mean, he will, but they brought him on in this TV series, so that means they could literally use that TV series in any of the movies they wanted. And the fact that they've already mentioned, like you said, it's possible that they're going to bring the Daredevil in on the movies that they're making, which is smart. I mean...
Yeah, because we're already used to him as the character.
Yeah, you're not...
And he's great at it.
Yeah, he did a really good
killed
job.
it.
Like, I didn't get to finish the series yet. I haven't finished that because I got distracted with other ones, but from the stuff that I've watched, I really enjoyed it, and I liked how they...
And Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin, please bring him into the Marvel Universe.
Yes.
Please.
They need to add Kingpin. Like, they have to.
Oh. It'd be so,
Like-
they need Kingpin and they need Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Because without Fantastic Four, we don't get Galactus. We don't get the Silver Surfer. We lose Reed Richards as the greatest scientist in the Marvel Universe. We don't get Doctor Doom.
Please help us out with that. Like,
I understand. Okay, I understand Marvel is already getting too big for their britches. It's already pretty much too much of a good thing. But can you imagine if they made a movie called Holy Crap, Galactus is here and he's ruining everything, and we have the Avengers, we have the Fantastic Four, we have Spider-Man, we have the X-Men, and we're all teaming up together to go after this one huge threat. I'd watch the crap out of that. I don't care if it was 8 hours long.
yeah.
I'd be there.
I wouldn't care if they split it up into like 3 different movies like they did with like
The Hobbit.
The Hobbit. Like, you didn't have to. I know we're going off on tangents, but 3 different movies of fighting Galactus, that would be a great movie.
That would make sense to me.
I would wait every single Christmas to go see that movie.
Yeah.
It would be a good movie. Now, since we jumped over to Marvel, have you seen Ant-Man yet?
No, I
You
haven't.
haven't? Okay. Well,
You can talk about it though.
I'll just briefly mention it.
I still want to.
I didn't know how I felt about Paul Rudd playing it. I wasn't a super big fan of the movie. It turned out Paul Rudd playing Paul Rudd as an Ant-Man suit. It was okay. It wasn't horrible. I think it'll be interesting having Ant-Man with the group and it not being Hank Pym, because I like Hank Pym playing Ant-Man, and I felt like it would have been a cool, like, oh, well, we have Hank Pym playing Ant-Man. Well, Hank Pym's decided he's just going to switch to a different superhero now and be Giant Man, and then we add, like, Scott Lang in as Ant-Man. But I do like at the very end, this really isn't spoilers, but I guess I should say spoilers.
You've been warned.
Yeah, you've been warned. We're giving you plenty of time to, like, stop listening for a couple seconds. The jump in at the very end and showing, I don't know her last name, but Hank Pym's daughter, Hope, and they briefly
Is it
mention
not Pym?
It's really not. It's supposed to be her mother's maiden name, because I guess her mother never, like, took Hank's last name.
Oh, okay.
But, like, briefly in the movie, they do show, like, the Wasp being Pym's wife. I believe her name is Janet. And, well, anyways, then at the end of the movie, Hank's talking with his daughter and saying, well, before your mom, whatever, we started working on this suit, and flashes over to, like, this uncompleted suit where Hank and his daughter are going to work on it and finish building it, and then we kind of, like, jumped in and were like, hey, we're going to have this new superhero, the Wasp, which is kind of a big deal since we need the Wasp plus Ant-Man,
right?
Because they work together, like, they're the dynamic duo of the Marvel Universe, I guess you could say. Like,
Right.
They work separate, but they've always kind of been together. And the beginning of the suit, like, I don't know if there's a picture out yet or not, but if you want to find it, you could, I guess, again, send us a link to it on the Facebook page, tell us about it. But it looked really cool, even though it was unfinished. You could just see how this was going to be a great looking costume. But the Ant-Man costume was cool. I hope they update it some in the next movie that he's in, because it was Hank's costume, and it was like his 1940s suit that he was wearing and fighting, like,
slightly updated.
Yeah, like, maybe just slightly updated. If you don't want to, that's fine too. It's whatever. It was a cool looking costume anyways. I mean, like, it's whatever you really want to do, but those 2 costumes that they're going to have are probably going to be really interesting to see on the big screen.
Right. I wanted to talk about some of the worst dressed. Wanted to talk about Deadpool, if you can even call it Deadpool. You don't sew Deadpool's mouth shut. That was really dumb.
It was really bad choice.
Then know much about him from the comics, but I don't think he ever had the Cyclops eye lasers.
No,
Or-
he doesn't.
Or katanas in his arms.
No, they took that in a weird direction. Like, I get they were making a joke about how earlier in the movie, Hugh Jackman stated, "Man, do you ever like shut your mouth?" And
and
his quick
Stryker-
little like,
Stryker says you'd be a perfect soldier if you just didn't have that mouth on you.
yeah, and then like Wade just said, "I don't." He comes up with some little witty comment, which that's what Wade Wilson does. Like,
Yeah.
he has witty little comebacks, and
I'm glad Ryan Reynolds is getting another shot at that.
I am too. Like
I think it actually looks good if you've seen the trailer.
He makes the perfect Deadpool, and in my opinion, he makes the perfect Hal Jordan because of their. I can't compare them as being the same, but they both have witty comebacks and like smart remarks, and they're like the cocky little
Their attitude.
yeah.
No, I agree.
And the only thing I didn't like about this, like, I like that he's in shape and you can tell, like, he's fit and he's, like, ready and everything, but I wish they made him a little bit bigger. Just because, I mean, he doesn't look tiny, but...
In the new movie?
Yeah, in the new movie, the one that, the trailer that just came out
Yeah.
recently. I feel like make him a little bit bigger, it would have been nice, but still way better than the let's sew his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Give him these like
That was just
sweat
insulting.
pant things. Like, it
That was just
bad.
insulting. I was also going to say Jared Leto's Joker. I don't like the look of him. I like the hair. I don't like the tattoos.
Yeah,
I don't like the metal teeth thing they've got going on.
the metal teeth is weird.
I don't know. I'm not crazy. I haven't seen enough of it yet to make an actual judgment. I'm just not crazy about it from what I've seen of it.
Yeah,
I feel like they're keeping it pretty under wraps, though.
they are, and I hope
Which
he
is
doesn't.
good.
I hope he doesn't just walk around shirtless all the time.
Yeah.
Like, if he does, I'll learn to accept it. That's fine, but I feel like
give him a suit for crying out loud.
yeah, like if you're not even going to give him a whole suit, give him at least a white shirt, purple vest, pinstriped pants, and then like really fancy looking purple shoes,
Yeah.
or like make it somewhat,
But
I
then
guess,
again-
new age looking stuff too if you want to, but like at least like a purple vest.
Then again, that is just kind of like what we're used to seeing the Joker
Yeah,
wear.
it is. I mean, and
So
this is,
maybe a new take isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying what I've seen of it. Not that crazy about it.
I would agree. I
I think
mean,
Jared Leto is a great choice to play Joker, though.
completely. I feel
He
that
gives
like,
the guy gives me the creeps a little bit. Like just in his personal life. If they told me on the news, like Jared Leto has killed a bunch of people and chopped them up into little pieces, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
he's a good cast. Like it's a perfect thing. Like,
We're not talking about cast. We're talking about costumes.
but I do think like give him something. Don't make him walk around shirtless. Like, I wouldn't care if it's just a white T-shirt. Like something. Like I honestly just give him purple pants, purple shoes,
He
a
looks
white like long sleeve shirt that he rolls up, and like
he looks like a kid that went to Hot Topic and got a whole bunch of Joker tattoos
yeah, basically.
and a grill.
And a grill. Like, I don't know why you chose a grill, but
And face tattoos, I mean...
the only face tattoo I did like would be the little J he has under his
Okay.
eye. That's the only one I do like. I think the damaged is kind of interesting, like on his forehead, but
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan. Like, I think the tattoos are a cool concept, an idea. Like, I mean, how many times do you see the Joker without his shirt on? Like, he is kind of crazy and he's out there. Like, we don't know if he does have tattoos underneath, and it definitely isn't something we're used to seeing. Like, we're used to seeing like gangster style like suit, purple flower in it, like in a really cool looking hat.
Yeah.
Because he changes hat. He has a few different hats. but
Right.
That's what we're used to seeing.
Yeah, well, that's even what
It's a
Heath
classic
Ledger.
look. Yeah, it was.
It was a very dark purple, but it was still
it
purple
was still purple. Like,
with green hair.
yeah. I don't know how I feel about him being completely pale. Like, I kind of want the face paint.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it counts as costume since it would be. I mean, makeup would kind of count with the costume. Like, I feel he should have like, because when you see the picture of him, his entire body is like super pale. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
if
true.
he just decides to go bathe in white paint or something, but he needs face paint. Like, it needs to be like,
I read somewhere that they were gonna do the Joker makeup for Heath Ledger. The first time he was gonna put it on, they were gonna do it for him, and he says, "No, it needs to look like I put it on myself." So they let him do it, and they let him like put it on. Honestly, he did a pretty crappy job, but he did it on purpose.
yeah.
And then so they took a picture of what it looked like, and then the makeup artist had to try to replicate that every day.
And
he
that
was filming.
honestly was.
That was just super interesting.
It is. That's super interesting that he was able. Like, he decided, hey, I'm making the Joker kind of my own thing. I want the paint to be me. Like,
Yeah.
because that's what the Joker would do. The Joker's not going to have, like, one of his henchmen, hey, you, Fabio, come over here, put my paint on. Like,
Unless it's Harley Quinn.
yeah, unless it's Harley Quinn. But even then, if she
Oh.
messes up, he's just going to hit her.
My goodness, though, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, probably the best casting decision that DC has made in a long, long time.
Yes, and her costume that they chose to go with. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen it, like, briefly,
Yeah, I'm kind
but it's
of glad it's not like the Jester
yes.
looking
I
thing.
am too.
And I was kind of, at first I was kind of disappointed that she wasn't going to have the same voice, like, and call him Puddin'.
Yeah,
Mr. J.
yeah.
I'm kind of glad they're not doing that either.
I am too.
Actually.
The only thing that I don't like, I mean, some people might call me old-fashioned and prudish, but the short shorts with the weird, like, belt thing, I just wasn't a super big fan of. Like, we're looking at the total, like, cast of Suicide Squad. Like, I like the painted ponytail thing. The shirt's okay. She kind of has a jacket thing. The fishnets,
Yeah.
I know they're trying to show off, like, her. And the shoes, I guess those are, like, high heel things. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not that.
I'm just excited to finally see Harley Quinn in a movie.
I agree.
I think that's
agree.
going to be good.
I like, the only other one that I do like out of that entire group would be, Deadshot's. Deadshot's costume is really cool.
Costume.
I would have to say Captain Boomerang's is pretty accurate. The only thing I don't like is it's a black leather jacket, not like a dark blue leather jacket.
Yeah.
I feel, and he needs to have the like the army looking hat with boomerangs on it. Like, I feel he should have that. I know that's kind of cartoony, but
Yeah.
he needs at least the army looking hat.
He's the Flash's bad guy, right?
Yes, he is one of the villains for the Flash. The Flash has a couple villains. They're kind of cool.
Yeah.
Their costumes are interesting, but nothing to actually mention. Other than the one that we've looked at. But
I only know a couple of those. I know Killer Croc, mostly from the Arkham games.
yeah.
I know Deadshot mostly from the Arkham games and from the Arrow show. Harley Quinn, I know. Pretty much the rest of these, I don't know.
Yeah, there were two I didn't really know very well. I didn't know Katana. I think that's her name.
Oh yeah, she's one of. I don't know which one she is. I can't even pick her out.
She is that one. Then there's Enchantress, and there's two guys at the end that I don't know who they are.
This one's Killer Croc. I don't know who this guy is.
I don't know who the guy is that has all the tattoos on his face. like the skull looking.
I feel like we
thing.
should know that.
Yeah, I do too, but we don't. But
Sorry.
Yeah. Our bad. But the Deadshot
that Will
actual
Smith?
I think so. I don't know, but this is the costume he's going to have. It's a white mask with the red eye on it, and he's got one eye that's open. So
Makes sense to me, yeah.
yeah, it makes sense. It's like, honestly, if you haven't seen it, the best way we could actually describe it, it kind of looks like the
Like Casey Jones hockey mask.
yes, cover
But
up
with
one
a-
eye with a like black or a red lens looking type
A
thing.
red and blue yo-yo.
Yes. But he's got this, like, he has these words going across, like, this little, I guess, where his collar would be for his Under Armour, like, shirt thing. It says something light, this, and then I can't say anything
W.
else. Yeah, it's a W. I think it's a W and an E, but I'm not very sure. But I think it's a pretty cool costume. I like the little subtle, like, the crosshair things that he has on his armor. The smart choice to add the gun clip thing that he has on his wrist. I can't remember what they're called, but it's a great costume.
Yeah, it looks really great.
But Harley
I'm
Quinn's
excited
costume is really
for the movie.
I am too. Like, I'm excited to see Harley Quinn finally. I'm excited to see what the new Joker's going to be like. I'm excited for basically seeing that entire cast and the way they're going to have everything set up.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of origin stories, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I hope the ones that they mainly focus on, to be honest with you, would be Deadshots, Harley Quinn, and hopefully they kind of touch on the Joker some. Because the Joker's
From
not...
the preview, that looks like the direction they're going.
That's what I hope. Because if they're going to go and make the individual movies, Captain Boomerang is going to be in The Flash. Like, they're going to have him. They'll probably have the Reverse Flash, or what's his name? Professor Zorn or something like that. You'll know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea.
If you know anything about the Flash, you'll know what I'm talking about. They're gonna probably add Killer Croc with the new Batman movies. Like, that would be
I'm
cool.
okay with that.
That would be awesome.
I really want a Riddler movie.
Yeah.
We talked about Jim Carrey's Riddler a little bit earlier, how he wore spandex.
Yeah. And if we say earlier, like, we're not meaning earlier in the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We're meaning, like, earlier before when we were deciding on what we would talk about.
Right. We talked about him. I don't like the flat top. I think he needs the Riddler hat.
He does, yeah.
But I think Jim Carrey would make a good Riddler again, maybe a more serious. Saying Jim Carrey and serious in the same sentence doesn't really make much sense to me. But I think Johnny Depp would be a good Riddler.
Yeah.
I
be interesting.
think I had another one, Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons.
I think he would be an interesting Riddler.
Oh, that would be funny to see. That would be...
Not as Sheldon, which I don't know if he can do much else.
Well, he was in one movie recently, and everybody like really liked him in it. But I think he's a good actor, and I do too. The look of him and being so tall, thin, lanky, like that's the Riddler. The Riddler is not like a.
I want to see him in a green suit, kind of like what we were talking about with the Joker.
Yeah,
I want a green suit with the bowler hat.
Yes,
I don't want to see sweatpants or spandex on the Riddler, but I think that the Riddler gives us a great chance to show how much of a detective Batman really is, because that's one version of Batman we haven't really seen in the movies. You know, we've seen that he's with the Nolan, they tried to make it more realistic, more human. Some of the other ones showed he's more of like a high-flying acrobatic thing. But I think Ben Affleck is going to be a good one to show, like, because he's huge.
Mm-hmm.
He is ripped. I think he's bigger than Henry Cavill. I don't know. I haven't seen them together that much, but I think like size-wise, he's bigger. So I'd like to see like a really good hand-to-hand combat and the detective with Ben Affleck.
That would be
That's what I want to see. That's what I'm hoping for.
now. I know, like, I'm jumping back, but the one that I would really like to see, like, honestly, like, Mr. Freeze. Like, I know earlier we made a podcast about, like, and we mentioned Mr. Freeze. Like I was trying to think of like people that could play Mr. Freeze and be a good like Mr. Freeze. Now,
Not Arnold.
Yeah, not Arnold. I know we've already used Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor, but you put him in a suit, not like a huge, bulky, metal-looking suit where he could all he could use is move his hands up and down, and he walks like.
That is very interesting.
He walks like the robot from Aliens, where he's just like stomping around and barely moving his hands. Like he didn't look like he could barely do anything. Like make the suit like mostly about his body. Like all of the things really need to focus on his like torso. The helmet come over his head. Like I liked the Arkham Asylum in Arkham City, or it was Arkham City's Mr. Freeze. Like it was mostly focused on the dome over his head, the suit for his torso, and then it covered like his hands. But he was able to move around and do stuff. Like, but Kevin Spacey would be really good because
I think so. Yeah, that's
Victor Freeze is not like a stupid, corny, punny little like character. He's a scientist who's been searching like his whole like for most of his life to find a cure for a disease, to cure his wife. Like that's what he dedicated his life to, and then.
Arnold was not believable as that.
He wasn't, because they made this. Now it was the script, like
to a degree,
but Arnold is he wasn't a good choice for that. Like I don't think Victor Freeze should be this huge, big, like muscle man. Like
no, yeah,
he should be someone kind of small, not scrawny, because Kevin Spacey isn't scrawny, but. I think Kevin Spacey would be a great Victor Freeze.
I do too.
Like I was thinking of
this is unpopular, but I actually thought he was good as Lex Luthor as well.
Yeah, so do I. Like I think he matched the who I don't know who the original actor was that did it when Christopher Reeves was, but we were talking about this earlier. Like because I didn't understand. That's who it was. I didn't understand the whole premise of Superman Returns because I was young when it came out, so I didn't know a lot about it. But now that I understand that he was supposed to be, like, it's a continuation of the Christopher Reeve stuff, man, Kevin Spacey did a great job of reenacting, like, Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor. Like, it was on spot, and I felt he did a great job. Like, he's just the perfect bad guy role, period, in my opinion.
Touché.
Because of, like, I know this is off, like, tangent and everything, but...
I'd like to see Bryan Cranston as a Batman villain too. I don't know who
you could put him as probably Victor Freeze as well. Like that would be an okay one to watch. Like I would watch.
Honestly,
that.
I would have put him as Lex Luthor instead of Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, I would do that too. I would really like Vic Freeze to have a redemption. Like. It would be such a great movie. It would be an interesting thing to watch. Like,
what about Bryan Cranston as Hugo Strange?
That would be good. That would be something interesting to watch.
I would watch that.
I would enjoy watching that. I don't know if it's in it. I don't know if he's associated with it in this upcoming movie, but I think Hugo Strange should be in the Suicide Squad movie because he's always he's always in the back of everything. Like he's always working at a prison. Amanda Waller, why would you not use Hugo to help you out?
Of course,
it would make sense.
Makes sense to me.
Like he's a manipulative, evil scientist, and why not? Put him with a group of supervillains
that are being manipulated.
Exactly. Like It would make
That's-
complete sense. I don't know if he's in it or not. I don't know if I just, actually am saying something that's already happened. But
If that's a
it
spoiler,
hasn't-
we're sorry.
yeah, for real. I'm just saying what should happen. Because that would be a smart, move. Because I can't remember the story of Arkham City, but he was the mastermind behind the whole thing.
Yeah.
The entire thing. He was in charge of the prison, running it, and he just decided, you know what? I'm going to use this to my advantage. I'm going to tear this entire city down. It would be a great thing to put him on, the Suicide Squad movie, because eventually you could slowly start to work it to where
He's
he knocks Amanda Waller out, he becomes in charge, and he starts running the team the way he wants to do it, because I imagine he would be the guy putting the bomb implant in the back of their neck, and he has complete control over them. There's nothing.
He's kind of like the kingpin of Gotham.
Yeah.
He's in control of a lot more.
I didn't think of it that way, but yes.
He's in control of a lot of the bad stuff. Behind the scenes, pulling strings, Godfather-esque.
Yeah. Right now I'm actually looking up, trying to see if he's, in the cast or not. So far I don't see anything, but I think it would have been a nice touch to add to it, if you haven't watched the trailer for it, it opens up with Amanda Waller talking with a general saying, hey, I have this idea of a team that we literally use for our own purposes, and you know what? If we don't like the way things are going, just take them out.
Yeah.
They serve no purpose. Literally, we can do whatever we want with them because they're going to rot in jail for the rest of their lives, and no one cares about them.
Yeah.
So far, I haven't seen him. I think that would have been a nice touch to add
That'd
to it.
be very, very interesting.
Because that would be a great way to just, hey, we're going to throw him on in there, and now we've got this great, character that we can add to almost any movie.
Yeah. I'd like to see Venom done some justice as well.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Sandman was done right in that movie. Except for they made him a good guy at the end of the movie. That was weird. But the fight scenes that he did have were pretty well done.
Yeah. The only thing that I would kind of disagree with you, they kind of made him, admit that he's been evil, but the whole time he was, struggling with this internal thing of, man, I really didn't want to kill that old guy.
Yeah.
I knew I was doing bad, but I don't think that they should have let him off just hey, see ya, gonna float into the air.
Yeah.
But I don't know how, I don't know what else you would have been able to really do. Peter's best friend literally just died. He just finished killing off this other guy, which I just think it's crazy how every single Spider-Man movie, they killed off every single villain.
Yeah.
You're going to kill off the Green Goblin? Okay, that's fine. He dies. Harry's dad dies. I've accepted that. Doc Ock, really? Y'all could have made a Sinister Six movie if you wanted to, but, oh, no, let's send it in the direction of it's either Doc turns good again and has to destroy his invention,
sacrificed
and he
himself.
sacrifices himself.
While
Kills him.
talking to his arms.
Yes.
That was weird.
That was weird. That was strange. But, I mean, I think in the animated series, he has a weird...
Yeah.
Maybe some of the new ones, he has a weird kind of relationship thing with his arms. In some of the newer stuff, that's
Still weird.
It is. It's weird. But, again, he sacrifices himself. He dies. We lose a villain. A really good villain, in my opinion. And then Harry
dies. Venom dies.
dies.
And all the symbiote.
Oh, yeah, and the entire symbiote's gone.
Sandman just...
Sandman's like, all right,
I'm a
be
good
good
guy
now.
I'm a good guy now.
I'll
Peace.
catch you later.
And they're like, yeah, I guess he is a good guy.
Yeah.
We always have a choice.
He's accepted the fact that he killed my uncle, and I've accepted I'm okay with him killing my uncle.
So you know,
Man, Spider-Man 3 is a mess. It's gonna take a while
but
for me to be able to fix that.
there are some characters that they just need another chance.
Oh, I also think another terribly dressed superhero is the Thing in the new new one.
Okay, now I have not seen the new one. I've only seen pictures
Oh,
of
my
the new
goodness.
one. The only thing I would like to say is, I'm sorry.
It is
This might seem a little inappropriate for some people, but man, put some shorts on the Thing. Like, no one wants to see
For
a tiny
real.
little pebble. Like, that's weird.
for real.
Like, I understand he turns into this giant rock creature, so he's no longer a man, but it's awkward. We know what, like...
He's
it's
always
it's
worn pants.
Weird. He has...
Or shorts.
Or shorts. Put some shorts on him. And it would have been completely
But,
fine.
but the thing about him, about him, is like he's entirely made of CGI, and not even good CGI.
See, I was...
Like the whole, he looks like Ryan Reynolds' mask from Green Lantern. That's what he looks like all over.
And I really wanted to see this movie, and I got really excited. And then Matt and actually both Matts went and saw it, and then they were like, "Hey, we went and saw this.
We actually
Wasn't as good as we were expecting it."
we did a review on it. By the time we posted this one, we probably will have already posted that.
Yeah,
So
it's
give that
probably
a listen.
posted. Listen to that. But like, I wanted to see it because I was excited because I like all of the people in the cast, and I was like,
Oh yeah,
man, this is going to be a great reboot. Because I'm be honest, I didn't like the first two Fantastic Four movies, and apparently I didn't know they made one like way back in the 90s, which was horrible. The Thing looked weird.
I think most people want to forget that.
Yeah, so if you want to forget it, here's your chance, but I'm going to bring it up again so you can remember. Look it up. Just if you don't know what we're talking about, look up.
Just look at the cast pictures alone,
Yeah, don't even watch the movie. Just look at the cast
and you can tell what kind of movie it is.
And like the Thing's face was the best part. It just like if you thought the 90s or 80s like Ninja Turtles masks were weird looking.
Oh,
The Thing's mask makes those
he looked like a Power Ranger villain.
yeah. But it makes those masks look like Stan Winston, the guy who created Jurassic Park, made the Ninja Turtle masks and how they were just the best thing ever. Like, that's how bad the mask is. Like, it was horrible. I didn't like Michael Chitlis.
Chitlin?
I don't know his last name. Don't want to mess it up anymore. I thought it was okay. I didn't like it too much. Because they literally just put him in this suit thing.
Yeah,
Better than full CGI, in my opinion. But
he was believable as rocks, though.
It
Even
was.
though it was like
it was
foam.
it was believable. You could definitely tell at times, like, oh wow, that is just really poor costume design. Like, that's foam. That just looks bad. But they did a good job trying to cover it up with
And
the
see-
sound.
See, I didn't hate the first one, the first two. I actually thought that they were kind of good. I get why people hate them, but when I saw them, I was younger,
Yeah.
so it's kind of nostalgic for me. But I thought they had a great cast, at least.
They did. I agree. They had a really good cast.
They didn't
like,
do whatever this last movie did to Doctor Doom.
yeah, which I don't know what happened, but I guess my reason, the main one I really didn't like would have been the second one because of how they ended it. Jeez, it was stupid.
Oh yeah, they ruined Galactus.
They ruined Galactus, and they made the Silver Surfer kind of, man, I don't know a lot about it, but he seemed kind of lame.
True.
Like, and the thing that I hated the most was, okay, the Silver Surfer went and touched Johnny Storm. All right, that's fine. Whatever, he lost his power for a second. Comes back on, he's fine. Well, then he's walking away, and the Thing touches Johnny on his shoulder.
Yeah,
And
the
boom,
whole power
the power
switch
switch, that was weird. And then, oh, how are we going to defeat Doom? Well,
Let's
Jessica
give-
Alba just got injured and she's dying. Let's give Johnny all of our powers. Because again, it's reinforcing, hey, they can't defeat this one guy without being a team, which is kind of cool, but do we have to give all of our powers to one guy?
And then he says it's clobbering time.
Oh. Like, first of all, he's on fire. He's somewhat invisible. He has a stretchy arm that is a rock. It made no sense. Like, it was like...
As a kid, I loved it, though. It was really funny.
He may have loved it as a child. As a child, I was beyond
Can I tell you one of my favorite moments from that movie, and then probably getting close to time?
Yeah,
to
we'll probably
end it?
wrap it up.
Okay, so there's a scene where Johnny Storm is picking on the Thing, and so he comes up to him, and he's talking about him and his girlfriend and their love life, and he says, "Do you guys ever, And the Thing gets all mad. He goes, "That's none of your business." And Johnny says, No, it's not like that. I'm actually concerned. And he kind of looks at him like, why? He goes, because I'd hate to hear that she'd been killed in a rock slide. And he runs away, and this Thing comes after him. I'll show you a rock slide. I just love that. It's just funny to me, even to this day.
I will agree. They had some really funny moments, because even though I've made fun of Chris Evans in the past with our Captain America podcast, I get that he's been in a lot of superhero type movies, but man, he did a really good job as Johnny Storm. It was a great,
he did.
It was a great choice.
Yeah, he did.
And it was funny. He made it funny. I haven't seen this new one. I don't know if Michael B. Jordan was funny or not. But Johnny's supposed to be an immature, funny, like, annoying child, basically.
A douchebag.
Yes. Yeah. If you want to call it that, yeah. But
I do want to call it that, actually. No.
well, I think we've gone on long enough, and since we kind of just went off topic somewhat, we kind of just wanted to just talk about all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of what happens. Honestly, we'll come to his house and we'll just sit around and we'll talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
We just happen to have the mic going.
yeah, this is more of a...
So tell us in the comments below, what was some of your favorite superhero costumes and what were some of your least favorite? What did we miss? What did we leave out?
Yeah, and if you want to bring up, like, which characters you think should have a reboot like we did, we went off topic. If you want to, like, if you want to just go off topic and say, like, anything about a superhero you like and just you want to mention it, that's cool too. It's whatever you want to do. Just hit us up.
Yeah, let us know. So I guess we'll talk to you guys later. This has been the Fourth Wall Podcast. Hope you enjoyed it.